I'm going to break down how I created this liquid and glass text animation. I'll break this into 4 parts, and this is what I will cover. Also, I'm not going to spend a lot of time discussing how to keyframe or animate. I will speed through it a little bit, so just be aware of that. Let's jump in. Alright, I am inside of After Effects. I've got my text layer here ready to go. This is my font and text details, and the first thing I'm going to do is right click on my layer and select Pre-Compose and name this text source. Move all attributes and press OK. Now usually when I create a text source, it's so that later on I can come in and change the text without affecting the rest of the comp. This time, don't skip that step because one of the effects will not work later. So make sure to pre-compose your text. Right, then I'm going to go to Effects and Presets and type in 4. And I'm going to grab this 4 color gradient and drop it onto my layer. Then I'm just going to go through and choose a couple of colors. So this is what I've got, and I will put the hex codes on the screen if you were recreating this exactly. Right, next I'm going to go to Effects and Presets and type in CC Glass and drop this onto my layer. And I'm just going to go through and just change these ever so slightly. So I've just made these changes, and I'm also just going to change this light color to like a peachy color and press OK. Alright, so next I'm going to create that liquid look. So I'm going to jump back into my text. I'm going to right click my text layer and I'm going to create shapes from text. Now while I am got my layer selected, I'm just going to make sure that my stroke is set to 18. And I will tell you why in a little while. If I turn this off, it's got quite a thick stroke on it. And I'm going to give this like a hot pink color and press OK. Then I'm going to select my layer, press Ctrl X to cut it. I'm going to make sure this is switched on, and I'm going to jump back to my tutorial and press Ctrl V to paste. Then I'm going to select my text source layer, and I'm going to press Ctrl C to copy that CC glass and press Ctrl V to paste it over here. And I'm just going to go through once again and slightly change some of these numbers. So this is what I changed. So I'm going to add an animation, and I'm actually going to come forward to 412. So I'm going to add an effect later that doesn't really kick off until about here. So I would recommend, if you were using this for anything like a proper project, I would recommend just starting a little bit further forward as well. Then I'm going to press P and I'm going to add a keyframe. Alright, so I'm going to bring this back a second, and then I'm just going to lift this up and I'll move it over slightly as well. Then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to press Ctrl C to copy this, and I'll move forward a second, press Ctrl V, and then I'm going to go forward one more second and move it down slightly so it's not touching it, and I'll move it over slightly as well. Then I'm going to press Ctrl C because I want it to stay there for a second, paste it again, and then I'm going to go collect the center because I want it to come back to center. One more second forward, and then I'll go and copy this. So it's going to start, again. So if I come over here, it's going there, moving down, moving back. Oh, I need to bring this forward one more second. Right, coming down, moving down, coming back, and starting back at the top. And I want it to kind of loop over and over again. It's not going to go longer, and if I was going to export this, I would just extend my composition, but I want it to loop, so I'll show you how to do that. Hold down Alt on the stopwatch, type in loop, capital O, out, and these parentheses, then just select off. And now when I play through, it's just going to carry on past this point. And actually, since it's starting again, I can see it's actually going too quick. It's bouncing back too quick, so I'm going to press Ctrl C on this last keyframe and just bring it back to the top for that extended period. So now, cool. Now, I got you to put the stroke at 18, and we're not seeing the full effects of it, and it's because if I go to CC Glass, I'm going to change this to Effects and Masks. So now it's got more of a cartoony effect. It's quite cool. Alright, now I don't actually want this to be showing in the background. I want this to be gone. So to do this, I'm going to select my outlines and go to Track Matte, and I'm going to select Text Source. and so it's only showing up over this text, and it's just automatically switched it off. So I'll switch the visibility back on. Yeah, we've got something nice starting. So as it suggests, though, it's supposed to be liquidy. So to do that effect, I'm going to go to Effects and Presets and type in CC Mister, and I'm going to grab the CC Mr. Mercury and drop it onto my liquid outline layer. So it's made it some sort of liquid, as you can see, but it's not extended over the entire text. So to do that, I'm just going to drag this radius up to 237. So it's spanned the entirety of the text, and I'm going to drag the Y up to 78. So it's kind of covering a further amount. And then I'm going to drag the birth rate all the way up to like 200. So it's completely covering it. And I'm just going to change this animation slightly. It's just going to change the way it looks ever so slightly. And the influence map I'm going to change to constant. And I mentioned before the effect that I was going to use that didn't kick off until around this point. And that is the CC Mr. Mercury. With all of these simulation kind of effects, they usually just have a little period of time where they don't kind of start until a little bit later. So that's why I started my keyframe so much earlier. I could actually just drag this along, start it from here if I wanted, and press it play. And it started from the beginning. I've cut it off here because if I were to export it now, that would be a suitable loop. And of course I could carry it on. I would probably have to go up to 16 though, wouldn't I? So I'd have to extend it 1 more second if I wanted it to loop continuously through there. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to select all of my keyframes and press F9 just to easy ease the animation. It will just smooth it out slightly. There you have it. Check out this video right here to see what else you can do within After Effects. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.